Hi everyone and welcome to the ICRT vlog for this week. Today we are talking about all the stories that will warm your heart, even though it is kind of warm weather now, but it's gonna get cold again. So, heartwarming stories only. So for the first story today, I'm sure you've all seen some of it in the news. There was a 20-year-old man, he lives in New Taipei, and he was making a delivery very early in the morning, and he accidentally crashed his delivery van into 4 Ferraris. This was a very unfortunate situation. Actually, a lot of sympathy has been coming in for this guy who crashed his vehicle. He is a 20-year-old man. He comes from a single-parent family. His father died of illness a couple years ago, and his mother had opened up like a ghost money making shop. They make deliveries to temples, and what happened was he quit college earlier this year so he could work full-time at a barbecue restaurant. He had just gotten off the late evening shift at 3 a.m. found his mother wasn't feeling well, and so made a delivery for her. So he was coming back from that delivery at 5 a.m. in the morning. Of course he's exhausted. He, must have dozed off, and that's when he crashed his vehicle into 4 Ferraris. The Ferraris and their owners were parked at the side of the road. The owners were not injured. They were standing next to their cars at the time of the accident. They had agreed to go on a trip together in the mountains early in the morning, and unfortunately this happened. The heartwarming part of the story comes in now. A lot of people have heard about the story and they feel sympathy, of course, for this man who's trying to help out his family and trying to make ends meet, and will have to pay an astronomical amount. Professionals have made estimates, and it would cost 10 to 12 million NT to repair the damage on the 3 Ferraris. The 4th Ferrari, I think it was just tapped on the license plate, and so no major damage there. But 10 to 12 million for the other 3 supercars. A lot of people have been calling in, making donations. They found the shop where this family sells ghost money, and they've gone in person to deliver donations. Some people who don't have a lot to give have given, 5,000 NT, 10,000, whatever they can, and then other people have made more substantial donations. The story has also been featured in the BBC News website as well. Until now, they are up to over 100 donations. They have accumulated 740,000 NT. That's still a small amount compared to 12 million, but donations are still coming in as we speak, and so hopefully there will be a happy resolution. This 20-year-old guy, he has been very responsible about it. He said even though he really appreciates everyone offering to help, but he says he must take responsibility because he did make a mistake and it needs to be paid. Hopefully we will come to a happy ending maybe next week. Okay, the next story we have for you is also one that will give you a tingle in your toes. This story happened in Keelung City. There was a little girl, she's in grade 3 or 4, so 9 or 10 years old. She got onto a bus and she accidentally put in 1,000 NT bill when she was trying to drop in change. Apparently she was like holding onto the bill because her mother had given it to her so she could pay some school fees, and she accidentally dropped that in. You ever have one of those like absent-minded moments? You just do it without thinking. I've done that a lot. But anyway, so of course she was pet because 1,000 NT to a little girl is a lot of money. Unfortunately, the bus driver is not allowed to open up the fare box, as the bus is operating. They had to take the little girl back to the bus terminal and then fill out some paperwork and applications, and then she would get the money back in like 3 or 4 days. Unfortunately, I think because it was to pay school fees, she was very upset and she was scared. She was standing alone in the terminal and crying. Another bus driver came by and saw what had happened, and so he just took 1,000 NT out of his pocket and he just gave it to her and said, "Here you go. There, problem solved." And it was such a heartwarming moment, and it was captured on CCTV footage. So if you want to see the video, you can look that up online. And our last story for this week is for the animal lovers. There is a dog, a Pitbull, it might be a Pitbull mix, in Nantou County who is gaining fame on social media. He has unwittingly become the spokesperson for a local farm, and his name is Ah Quan, and Ah Quan is a stray. He was adopted by a couple that owns a farm in Caojun Township. This farm, they have an orchard that produces bananas and oranges and all other types of fruits and vegetables. Ah Quan, they found out that he really loves oranges. When people come to, visit the farm, and he'll run around the visitors and he'll beg with his eyes. He'll beg. I can't do the puppy dog eyes. Anyway, he will beg with his eyes to have oranges. There's lots of videos on the farm's social media of him like begging for oranges and eating them. Guests have really enjoyed his company, and they say he is the best quality guarantee. So if it tastes that good that a dog would be so excited, you know it's got to be good quality. If you have a chance, you can go check it out, and you can also visit Ajuan and give him an orange. Okay, and that does it for this week. Remember, if you enjoy what we do and you enjoy watching these segments, follow us on YouTube, ICRT on YouTube, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, or just check us out on Facebook and follow us on Facebook. Otherwise, we will see you next week. Bye!